Hello guys, my name is Lucas and welcome to a new episode of our Fixed Perspective Scroller. In this episode, I'm going to teach you guys, or rather we're going to work on the jump of our character, because right now we have a very simple jump, but it's a little bit glitchy. I cannot run and jump at the same time, and it doesn't feel very good when I just do stuff like this, and it will keep jumping. So we're going to fix this and that as well. So let's get started. So first of all, whenever we're walking, we're running, we can't go to the jump animation because we're in the charge state, in the running state. And to be able to go to the jump animation, we have to go from transition. But in player controller, as we can see here, when we are pressing the key A or the key D, we're constantly changing the value of the condition. So even if we change the value to something different than 1, which is the value for running, we will reset it immediately, so we'll never get out of that. So you can see here I'm trying to press space, but the condition keeps the same all the time. We need to fix this. But before that, I want to do a small adjustment. I'm going to rearrange this a little bit. I'm going to put my jump to this side of the screen. So now we have this. Another thing I want to do, I died. Anyway, the other thing I want to do here is change the speed of my jump up. I want to set it to 3, and the jump down, I'm going to set it to 2.75. Right, and these, I don't know, it's like that, but anyways. And now if we jump, why is our head looking up like that? That's funny. I didn't remember our animation to be like that, but anyway. Let's revert that. Okay. For some reason okay, that's fixed. It looks better with the speed, so change the speed to that if you had the same animation as I do. And we have to reset the physics. I mean, we haven't reset the constraints of the rigid body. So here in our script, in the move function, you see that if we are moving, that means our velocity is not equal to 0. We are actually going to keep setting the animation condition to 1, which is going to keep the animation running. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit stuttering, I'm a little bit speaking quite slowly, but I'm just doing this after a long day of work, and I haven't done this before, so I'm also trying to figure it out while I'm doing it. So in the move function, down here we have the this is the enemy control. In the move function right here, if velocity is 0, we're going to return. And also if our state is jumping, we will need to return because we don't want to move. Although we want to move when we jump, because I want to be able to redirect my velocity while I'm on air, so I can be more precise when jumping. So instead of returning, also here we're going to make a condition here before we change the animation. So here I'm going to set if not jumping. However, we don't have a jumping boolean yet, so let's put that in here. Private boolean. Let's call it grounded. Alright, so grounded is true, and we can only change our animation when we are grounded. Alright, so instead of jumping, if we are grounded, then we can set the animation condition to 1. If we're not grounded, then we will just change the position of our player. Now we need to set the grounded variable to false when we jump. So here in jump, We go to the declaration, we can press F12 to find the declaration. We're changing the constraints. We need to repair this later, so we're going to come back here. We're going to change the rigid body settings. We're going to set the animation to 5, and we're going to set grounded to false. I actually don't like doing this because we actually haven't jumped yet. So we're still grounded, but we're setting it to false, and it's going to be a while before we change that, before we actually leave the floor. So instead of calling it grounded, I'm just going to call it jumping. I'm just gonna call it is jumping. And here we change it to is jumping. I forgot to use my F2 function to rename it everywhere. But it's just 3 times, so it's not a big deal. So when we jump, we set is jumping to false. So our animation is not going to be reset to 1 all the time. And then when we finish our jump, when do we finish our jump? Routine, get in, set experience on trigger, enter. Okay, alright, if we enter the trigger on the floor, then we're going to land. So we set the condition to 6, which is land, and after 0.05 seconds we set it back to 0, which is the idle function. And we also want to change this back to here, jumping is jumping equals false. And if we find the references here, we have to set it to true. Sorry, because we want to, if we jump, we want to say is jumping true, so it's going to prevent us for changing the condition here. So if is not jumping, alright, so leave it like that. If it's not jumping, then we will change the animation to 1. Otherwise, we will just move the player. So we can try this now. And I'm sorry, again, I'm really tired and I ran out of coffee, so that's very bad news. And I can jump while I walk. And now I can't go back. Why? So at least now we can jump while we run. Maybe we'll reduce the movement speed while we're on air. We're going to reduce the amount of speed maybe by 2 or something. And now when we land, we have to set that back to 0. But for some reason, it's not going back to 0 automatically. So let me see what happens. The condition here is 0. If I run, it's 1. If I press jump, it's 5. Then 6, then 1. Okay, but because here the exit condition here, the exit condition is to be equal to 0. So because the condition didn't go back to 0, but it went straight back to 1, we didn't go to wherever we had to go. So we're going to set this transition. Instead of setting it back to idle, we need to use our transition state. So we're going to set it there, and the condition to go to that transition state. And why I keep dying? Am I out of life? No, my current health. For some reason, I always get the condition 4 up there. I don't know why. Sorry about that. But anyway, let's go back here. Jump down. The condition for us, we don't have exit time, but we just need a condition that the condition is not equal to 6. Yeah, because this is here 6. We're going to go back to transition. So now if we try this again, we can jump and we can land and we can keep running. Great, we fixed the jump. So now we can actually improve our animation because it's quite poor. I think I'm going to make a new animation, a jump animation, and I'm going to upload the animation for you guys if you don't want to do it by yourself. So you can use it, or you just make your own. It will be a great experience for you too. So I think we have fixed basically the jump. Now we just need to revert the physics, because after we jump, okay, I think it's, oh yeah, you see the rotation is not freezed. So if we just stand or something and there's a little bit force applied to us, we're going to fall down. So this should be frozen. So what I'm going to do is go back to the on trigger enter, and actually this is not a good practice to just have my function floating around the on trigger enter callback. What I have to do is make a function, a void function called on land. All right, so on land is going to do all this. I'm going to pass the collider here, and I'm just going to call on land all that, like that, because sometimes we want to check the on trigger enter with a lot of things, on land, on hit wall, on hit maybe a projectile or anything. We will have a list of functions, and if we just do it like that, like just putting all the code inside this poor on trigger enter, is going to get so filled up that it's going to be messy, and then we're just going to regret it, and we don't want that. So let's make an on land function and just put everything here, and also at the end of this on land function we will get our rigid body and set the constraints, rigidbody.constraints.freeze rotation. So we freeze the rotation along all axes of our rigid body, and we have some errors. What is that? The body of player on land cannot be an iterator block. Okay, this is an iEnumerator. We have a yield return new wait for seconds here, so I'm sorry, that's my bad. We cannot do it like that, so I need to make this an iEnumerator. I'm going to call this on land routine like this, and then I'm just going to start this coroutine. Start coroutine like this, and this is on land routine. Alright, because we have a wait for seconds here. I forgot about that. Okay, so right now, because we don't have any wait within this function, within the on trigger enter, we cannot have an iEnumerator. So let's just change this to void, save, and let's try it. So I'm going to clear all this mess and press play and check my player. I have freeze my rotation, freeze, I don't have freeze position, and if I jump, freeze position on set, and the rotation gets frozen when I land. So that's great. Now we are not afraid of having that glitchy, like, falling backwards. That was quite funny, but not what we want for our game. So now we can go around killing mummies and jumping. Woo! We fixed the jump. And wait, I saw that we still have the bug. I jump and run. It just happens. I think, I don't know. Oh, I kind of fell inside there. I want to make sure that that will not happen. But for now, I think we're doing pretty good with our jump. We fall down, we reset physics, and it looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, I'm loving this game, guys. Oh no, the glitch! No! Oh my god. Okay, we're going to fix that in some upcoming episode. But right now, just enjoy jumping around your stage. Just go nuts. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't think we could get this done so fast. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I want to give a special thanks to my patrons. Here you can see their names on the screen. As you know, guys, I just made a Patreon account, and I really wish I really hope that if you can and you really enjoy my videos, you could consider supporting me on Patreon so I can make more videos more often and with better quality. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Peace.